Hello, people. Good morning. Okay, trust we are fine. Belated Father's Day to all fathers, to all potential dads, to all the men who have been instrumental in our lives. We say God bless you. Keep being you. And thank you so much for the support you give to us as women. God bless you. So we'll go straight into today's discussion, okay, because we're already behind time and we'll just get it straight. I'm sure we're all conversant with the idiomatic expression, one good turn deserves another. I'm sure we've heard it somewhere. And thankfully, our JHS days saddled us with the whole pressure of learning idiomatic expressions. And this morning, our conversation will be centered around some idiomatic expression with regards to the one I just mentioned. One good turn deserves the other. If this is your first time to, we'll get into it and we'll know where this conversation is heading towards. So one good turn deserves the other basically means that a favor should be returned, okay? It also means that if someone does something good to you, you should also return it and repay the person for what they've done for you, okay? So all we are saying is that make it an effort to return a favor that has been offered or that has been done. But most often than not, this is not the situation. Why do I say this? My question this morning to you is that, is it possible for a person not to return a favor you did for them? Is it possible that a person will not return a favor you did for them? That's my first question to you this morning. And the second question is, what will possibly be their reason? What will possibly be their reason? But for me, I have come to realize that it is possible that you would offer a favor and the person will not return such a favor. And that's life. So this morning, I just want us to talk around the reasons why people will not return a good that we did for them or a favor we did for them, or not even repay us back for something we have done for them. And it's a hard truth. It's something that's difficult to take in. But that is life for us, okay? So there are times we can all recount how we've been good to one person or the other, how we have been good to a working colleague, how we've been good to family members. And sometimes we expect that they are also able to return such favors should the need arise. But unfortunately, it's a resounding no. So my question to you early on about, is it possible for a person not to return a favor you have given, comes with the answer. It might be disappointing, but this is the answer it comes with. That yes, sometimes we return favors or we do things for people and they not necessarily pay us back. I don't know what it is for you when it comes to a definition of who a friend is and how you treat the people who come into your life. But as I said, it's a hard truth. For some of us, we always want to go an extra mile with regards to how we treat people. And treating people comes with a lot of challenges, especially if you are the type who wants to go an extra mile. An extra mile means that you go out of your comfort zone. You want to make an extra effort. You are willing to put in an extra energy. You are willing to go above and beyond what you should ordinarily do. But the extra effort we put in with how we treat people do not automatically get the same results. This morning, one good turn deserves another. Do you have experiences of people who have not necessarily repaid you back for the things you did for them? Are you hurting? Are you disappointed? Are you broken? Have you given up on that instinct or that innate ability to be open and to give out? Have you given up on that one? We've all gone through some phases of life like that. We were there for some people, and when it mattered, they were nowhere to be found. a fancy woman will say, "Wegwan." And that is the part that hurts. As I'm speaking to you now, in my mind, there are some incidences that are playing. And I just remember that afternoon, a prayer meeting, where a young lady raised up her hand to ask a question. And you know how we do it at Bible sharing. Once you are done with the text, we go into our groups to discuss. Before she could speak, her eyes were already teary. And her question was that, I remember I was the group leader, her question was that, I don't understand why I'm always there for people, and when I need them, they are nowhere to be found. And I want to stop being there for people because they are not around when I need them. Then I didn't understand her pain. But growing up a little more and putting myself in some situations, I realized that she had every reason to sob that afternoon. And it hurts. It hurts that we are always there for people and we can't find them when we need them. And so one hard truth is that people will always not be there for us. It doesn't matter how you go the extra mile. It doesn't matter what you put in. It doesn't matter if it's out of your comfort zone. It doesn't matter if you did everything in your power to salvage the situation. Know that people will not always reciprocate the things you've done for them. And that's the first hard lesson I learned, and I want to share with you. Because everybody is different. The same effort you would put in with regards to how you treat people and how you are there for them will not necessarily translate when it comes to your turn. So when you are conversant with this truth, it's a hard one, but it will be better if you swallow that pill, that people are just not like you, and that the fact that you put in effort to make things happen for people does not mean necessarily they will do same. The second part of the hard truth is that there are people who would promise that they will be there. There are people who would give you their word. There are people who would make you rely on some promises because in the past you have been good to them. And when it gets to the point of delivery, they won't deliver on their promise. Example, politicians. So they will give you a nice outline of their manifestos. They will give you why you should vote for them. They will tell you they will be there for you in times of hard difficulties, rain, whatever. But once they get into that position, they forget they made promises. And if there's anything we learn from politics, that's one thing. And I honestly think we can apply this to our lives too. That people will promise, but know that when it gets to the point of delivery, they might drag their feet. They might not fulfill all the promises. The third truth is that I saw this quote and I was like, let me run this by you. Expect less, hurt less. Expect less, hurt less. This one is a tough one to swallow. Because I don't know how God wired us as human beings. There's always a part of us that expects. We are always expecting that, okay, this person will be there for me. This person will show up. Because some point in time I showed up, I gave mobile money at a point. So when I am tight or when I'm hard up on cash, this person will show up. Can you just start expecting less from people? For me, that has been my biggest achievement for the year. Because consciously, I am telling myself that if I expect more, it is a recipe that I'll be broken. That is where your woes actually starts. All the heartbreaks, all the depression, all the high blood pressure is because sometimes we expect more. And can we blame ourselves? That is human nature. Somebody will say, I don't do good and expect that you do good in return. But there is a part of you that is willing and ready and waiting patiently that should a time come up that you need help, somebody will offer that help. But expect less, hurt less. This is to tell you that When you are not expecting too much from people and they go the opposite, you are not hurt badly. But when you expect so much and they don't give or they tend to ignore, you are okay. We are different people. We speak different language. The fact that you will go an extra mile for somebody is not a guarantee that they will do the same. A friend said this in a nice way. Said, I am willing to cross rivers for my friends. They are not willing to cross gutters for me. So when we liken the whole idea of crossing a gutter to that of a sea or a river or a lake, the two are not the same. And the person says this, that he's willing, and almost every time it is part of the things he wants to do, that I want to go an extra mile. But unfortunately, there are people who are not even willing to cross gutters for them when the need arises. Expect less from people, and in effect, you will not hurt. Once you know that truth, once the person starts behaving in a way that does not look like they want to repay you back for the good you have done them, you are okay. This random thoughts with Maxine. This morning, we are talking on how we go an extra mile for people, how we'll cross rivers and we'll cross lakes and we'll cross lagoons and people cannot cross gutters for us. While we will sit and say, I am giving of my very best just for this cause. And you are here and you are thinking, you are the only one in that family who go an extra mile. But should you need help, no family member will show up. You are listening, and in that office, you are the one who will go an extra mile. It's discomforting. It's not like when you go an extra mile, it's pleasant. It is like just getting out of your comfort zone and saying, can I do extra for these people? And bosses will say, we need employees who go an extra mile. When your boss calls you at odd hours, you should be able to come and deliver. And these are people that employers are looking for. And in effect, we are also people who are trying to go an extra mile for the people who matters. But the hard truth, which is a sad one, is that people would always not be there for us when we need them. They will not repay us back for the good we did. Expect less. Know that everybody is not like you. Know that people will not cross gutters for you, even when you cross rivers and lakes and lagoons for them. We'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned. So welcome back. And so I decided to give you a little assignment for today on how to expect less from people and how you will not possibly open yourself up to a lot of headaches and heartaches because people did not meet your expectations. I know parents who have disowned their children because they had used all their investment in their education and their children are amounting to nothing. And they're like, I expected you to take care of me when I am old. People are brutalized just because of the effect of how much they have invested. And the dividends thereof is not something they can boast about. So for me, these few tips have helped me in the past, is still helping me. And I want to run this by you. Train yourself not to expect more from people. Just make a conscious effort, okay? Train the mind. If they do it for you, fine. If they don't, life goes on. And if you are not careful about that, you will live your entire life being resentful. And some of us who had gone an extra mile for people, at a point felt that we have been used. And sometimes you are not even the one who thinks like that. It's the people who observe around you that like your boss is using you. But you see, there is a part of you that still will not give up on this fight to go an extra mile. Because one, know that you are purposeful. When you are purposeful, you don't give up. You don't look at people's pettiness. It doesn't stop you from going an extra mile. Even when the returns do not favor you, you still want to push. So that's the first thing I want to run by you. Expect less. Train yourself. If they give you what you need, fine. If they don't, it's okay. The second thing I want to run by you is that just try and tone down or minimize your expectations. I'm not saying you shouldn't have expectations. Have them. But can you just minimize them? So that if you think you had an appointment with Kofi's supposed to come to your office at 8, and Kofi turns up at 10. Just have it in your mind that if he turns up at 8, super. If he doesn't, that's okay. Minimize your expectations. Tone it down, okay? And the last one I want to run by you is that be empathetic. Try. This is a difficult one, but try. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Feel their pain. Sometimes those who do not repay us back the good we have done them are even oblivious. They don't even know. And that's how come when people are hurt, they'll go on and run. And I did this for you. And I did that for you. And I did that for you. And when it's your turn, you didn't do anything for. I know a friend who said because she had called somebody who was not picking her calls. That was it. And the person still holds a grudge against that person because it's like, you know my house. If you call me and you're not getting through, what prevents you from making an extra effort? And she will say, Maxine, if it was me, I would have gone straight to the house to find out. But this person just makes a call, doesn't get through to me, end of story. We are different. I know a lot of people, I'm not married, but call me right now that, Maxine, let's go round to check out some few stuff for my wedding. I'll be the first person to jump on that trotro with you. And there was this time somebody made a loose comment that, oh, someday when you are getting married, you get a lot of people helping you because of how you help people. And I told the person that you'll even be surprised that all those that I have even sorted out will not even be anywhere to be found. My expectations will be less. If you meet them and you are there 24/7, hallelujah. If you are not, I'll just allow it to slide. The next one I want to say is that don't ever give up on the fact that you go an extra mile. It's a gift. Someday when you are not around, people will start appreciating all the extra mile you went. Know that going an extra mile is always not comfortable. That's the truth. It means you are putting in extra effort to make things happen. Jumping on the next trotro to go to Accra with somebody just to help them sort their wedding issues out usually is not fun. You know the hustle and bustle of Accra. Them waiting at one point, getting all the stuffs and all that. It is not like I just enjoy being on a trotro and helping people out. But this is me. I don't know what kind of heart I have. And you are listening to me and like, I'm also like you. That is the kind of heart God has given you. But do not rest on the fact that surely somebody will repay you back. If they do, excellent. If they don't, life goes on. It's a simple world. Once we know some hard truths and how to run our fingers around them, life becomes less stressful. Our woes are taken away. Expect less, hate less. That is the whole idea of this morning's talk. This conversation is that you would always go an extra mile for people who in effect will not reciprocate it. One good turn deserves the other does not mean that there will be people who are willing to return a favor. Don't expect anything in return. If it comes with returns, that's it. If it doesn't come, know that you just did it for the greater good. Just that you did it because you wanted to do it. Expect less, train your mind, empathize, expect less, hate less. Thank you so much for your time. We are everyday people and we make our life better. Thank you so much for connecting. I'm out of here. Bye.